Hello, this is Rolling Weights, and I'm going to hit this subject one more time. Diet soda is killing people. The reason that it's killing people is water retention, tension, and blood clots. A recent study found out that there was a 30% higher incidence of blood clots in healthy women who were ingesting aspartame, one of the most widely used sweeteners on the market. There is a YouTube video by a young lady, calls herself Lisa J. And it is, the hell was that? Here it is. My scary story about aspartame poisoning. In that story, she detailed how she gained 5 pounds of water in one night. The next day, her brain kicked out. And then that weekend, she got off all aspartame, and she lost 9 pounds of water in 4 days. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. I've got another video about this. This is extremely, extremely distressing because the water retention problem affects people when they take Lasix. The doctors never, ever tell patients that this happens because of aspartame. They give them the Lasix, they drink the aspartame. The body reacts to the aspartame. It's a poison. The body retains water to dilute the aspartame in the tissues. This creates more water in the tissues. The patient takes more Lasix. Then they drink more aspartame, and they do this, and they do, and then years later, aspartame brings the blood clots that kills them. Yeah. This story about Lisa J didn't even happen at that amount of time. She was extremely healthy and training for a aerobics competition. Was eating everything she could healthy. She was drinking water. She put Crystal Light in it as a sweetener, and she was chewing diet gum with aspartame in it. And this is another thing you need to understand. There are many, many sources of aspartame. It's not just diet sodas, but I mentioned diet soda because that is one of the primary sources. But this diet gum, there's aspartame's actually in some medicines, like it was at one time. I saw it in Pepto-Bismol one time. Really disappointing. I saw sucralose, Splenda, the drug sucralose in Pepto-Bismol one time, or a derivative of Pepto-Bismol. Both of those things, Splenda is horrendous. Splenda kills your stomach bacteria. Splenda will actually create a situation where you will cough up white foam. And it will also create a syndrome where you will not be able to drink water unless it has Splenda in it, or drink sodas unless they have Splenda in it. It is so addictive. Splenda is so addictive, it will create a health environment that will also kill you. But this is about aspartame. And it's about these two specific facts. I don't believe you, and prove it. First off, I'm going to tell you about prove it. I don't have to prove it, because you're going to prove it. If you drink this crap, if you drink this right here, and you eat diet gum with aspartame in it, and you eat diet candy with aspartame in it, you're going to prove it. You're going to die from it. And I'm not happy about that. But that's your choice. And that's what I'm saying. I'm putting it out there. I'm telling you. This shit will kill you. And I don't believe you. And I don't blame you. Look at this. Look at this fool wearing this hat on the internet. This damn, looks like he's robbing a bank or something. And that's cool. Like I said, there are studies online that talk about this blood clots thing with aspartame. And there are studies, there is her story here about the water retention thing, which I never heard. And I'm not going to break down crying or nothing about that. I'm just going to put this out. I put this out here to address these two things because I'm seeing it. I knew I'd see it in the comments when I started, and I'm addressing it only because of this. You're going to prove it, and you're going to believe it because it's going to kill you. Aspartame is going to kill you unless you stop it. That's up to you. I already threw away everything that's got aspartame in my house, and I will not be touching any aspartame products again. And I will be telling people about drinking diet sodas. I won't be harassing them in restaurants because I'm not trying to ruin somebody's day, and I'm not trying to start a fight. Because if somebody came up to me in my restaurant and I was at a restaurant eating my meal and they started harassing me about diet soda, I'd punch their lights out. So don't do that. But when you go to make that decision to get a beverage for yourself, make your decision. Make your decision to stay away from aspartame and to stay away from Splenda. They talk about stevia, but who the hell knows about stevia? It might be just as bad. They process everything to death. So maybe, I mean, I don't hate Diet Pepsi, and I don't hate Pepsi or Coke. I hate Diet Pepsi and I hate Diet Coke that have aspartame in it, and Diet Pepsi at one time had Splenda in it. I do hate those. But the regular Coke that has cane sugar in it, which you have to actually go search for, I don't mind that. Now, high fructose corn syrup, you should read the story about how that's made. I heard that Monsanto has a proprietary process that they don't even want to disclose how they make it that involves the use of arsenic and all kinds of crap to make high fructose corn syrup. And you get these people online that talk about, oh, it's all sugar, it's just sugar. Like you talk about Splenda, which has sucralose, which the chemical name is sucralose, not sucrose, sucralose. They even made that name close to what sugar is, a form of sugar. So they could hide that it's actually a chemical compound your body was never meant to digest. But I'm not talking about Splenda here, because you're going to pay for that too if you eat that, or if you drink it. I see people putting 13 Splendas in their coffee, and I just look at them, I just shake my head, I go, dude, you're going to be so sick in about 5 years, you're not going to believe it, and you're not going to know what it is. That's the thing that pisses me off about this the most. The doctors will not tell you. They will not tell you because the food companies are keeping it a secret because they're making so much money. Now this is killing people. This is killing people. If you don't believe it, you'll die from it. And proving it, you're going to prove it. If you keep drinking this stuff, you'll prove it. So just take my words to rote. Check out the internet, see what you think. And if you have a loved one, or if you're retaining water, and you're taking, especially if you're taking a lot of Lasix, and you're drinking aspartame, get the hell aspartame out of your body. Just get it out of your body. And I believe you'll be able to draw back on your Lasix, but you'll have to see what your weight is. It's a terrifying cycle to be a heart patient or a diabetic person, or to be sick, and to be retaining water that's killing you, and you can't figure out why. And nobody is telling us this shit does this. So don't let this happen to you. Be one of the people who stays off the aspartame poison party train. You don't have to believe me. And you don't have to prove it. And you don't have to die. Stay away from this shit.